Welcome to Electrified. It's your host, Dylan Loomis. Thank you to my newest Patreon supporter, Christopher. Greatly appreciate it. So I wanted to start off today with a quick look back at some Tesla Q posts from back in the day. This one not necessarily Tesla Q, but next one is. But this one was pretty good from Insider. We just drove the all-electric Chevy Bolt. Tesla is officially in trouble. This from March 2017. Fast forward 4 years and the Chevy Bolt is absolutely struggling with massive recalls, definitely an unprofitable project, and I do not think that Tesla is in trouble with this vehicle. And one more for good measure, this one from Patrick Comack on Twitter. Panasonic will acquire the rest of that crystal meth factory, Gigafactory 1, when Tesla goes bankrupt, and it should happen before the end of the year, this September 2nd, 2020. We're now into 2021. Tesla is not bankrupt. Gigafactory 1, as far as I know, isn't doing any sort of crystal meth dealing, so it looks like we're all set on that front as well. And I could make hours and hours of content like this, but it's always nice to look back and have history be on our side. Over the last 24 hours, Elon has been very active on Twitter, so let's just go right through it. He was asked, why would you warn everybody about AI and then make a robot? He said the robots are coming anyway. Boston Dynamics videos are clearly showing that. I will not be able to ensure that robots made by other companies are safe, but I can try my best to do so at Tesla. Genuine question. Are you personally worried about robots, first in this decade, second in your lifetime? Please let me know. I personally am not anytime this decade. I certainly could be wrong, but I would love to hear your thoughts. The Dogecoin developer shared an update. I know most people aren't that interested in Dogecoin, but Elon said good progress applying information theory to currency, lower fees, reduce noise, and faster and more consistent sync time, improve latency and jitter. Just showing you this to say, hey, Elon is still involved with Doge and looking to work on something, so there you have it. Texas Governor Greg Abbott made some comments about certain things. We don't need to get into all of that, but what Elon said is important. In general, I believe government should rarely impose its will upon the people. Preach. And when doing so, should aspire to maximize their cumulative happiness. Agreed. That said, I would prefer to stay out of politics. 3 for 3 on that one. I couldn't share that sentiment anymore. We most definitely don't need Elon spending any of his precious time on politics, so I'm glad to see this is his sentiment. Good stuff. So we get an update on the FSD Beta 10. Elon tweeted it's going to roll out midnight Friday next week. He tweeted this yesterday. Then he was asked, do you have updates on approval of FSD Beta for Canadian users? He says, not sure, maybe a few months. In general, for any region, we need to make software work well, test it extensively, and then get regulatory approval. If we could go faster while being safe, we would. So you Canadians keep reaching out to your government and regulators, but sounds like you're gonna have to wait a few months. But when it comes to the FSD Beta 10 rolling out Friday next week, we'll see if that actually happens, but Elon actually gave us more. He said it looks promising that Beta 10.1 about 2 weeks later, so about 3 weeks from today, will be good enough for public opt-in request button. So this was kind of that wider release that everybody was asking for, but now there's a shift in verbiage and it looks like it's an opt-in request button. So now in about 3 weeks, if all goes well, we'll have the ability to opt in to the FSD beta, but then how long from then until you actually get the software download is an entirely different question that we don't yet have answers to. But Zach asked, will Beta 10 have any UI improvements over version 9? And Elon said yes. So yes, of course, the FSD Beta 10 and 10.1 is the big story here, but I also still get very excited for any UI updates. So there you go. And then he was asked, will the 10.1 expansion be available to all of the early access people, please? And Elon said that's the aspiration, but we need to be cautious. Safety is always paramount at Tesla. So I believe that early access program has been closed off for a while. I'm not sure if you can kind of, join a waiting list. I haven't actually looked into it. Let us know below if you have experience with that. But as Elon said, that's the aspiration. So I would not hold my breath that people in that program are going to get 10.1 right away. And Elon was asked which build he's using in his car. He said he mostly runs the alpha software in his car, which is not meant for public consumption. A few days before release, he switches his car to what the public will experience. Holmars on Twitter shared Tesla is gearing up to open the supercharger network to all cars in the Netherlands first. They've already tested 14 different EVs for compatibility and are reportedly developing a separate app. So a separate app, that is news to me. I definitely thought it would just be the one standard app that all people would use, and then that would kind of give them a step into the Tesla ecosystem and ultimately hopefully bringing them into buying a Tesla Tesla vehicle. So very curious to hear the reasoning behind that. Of course, they could customize it for non-Tesla owners and, put specific things on there that lead those people to ultimately look into Tesla more. I'm not sure why the regular Tesla app wouldn't do that on its own, but let me know your thoughts below. But this news sounds like in the next few months, we might actually see Tesla superchargers in the Netherlands be opened to other companies, which I know not everybody loves, but from a revenue standpoint and a growth of the network standpoint, definitely a good thing for Tesla. A quick tip was circulating on Reddit today, just a simple double tap of the music album cover to open and close the music control playlist. So if that helps you, you're welcome. Some interesting updates from this thread on Reddit. So Green the Only said that the Plaid Model S does not have the motors to enable the tilted screen in the Plaid Model S. A lot of people thought that was going to come later with a software update, but if there's no motors, I would guess that there's no update that's going to allow that to happen. I personally wasn't expecting this anyways, because the way the screen looks in the Plaid, it definitely looks locked in, like it's not going to tilt or move. And someone else said that the new S didn't have the LED strips and the metal accents like the website once showed, which was obviously a disappointing thing. I personally also really like interior lighting accents, so that would have been nice to have, but there might be hope. Just an anecdote, and I have no idea who Fragpon is, but he said they actually do. I've worked on the Model X refresh door trim. I can assure you there are points for mounting a light engine with a light pipe there. Why they're not enabled beats me. And he said they are within the door trim beneath the armrest where there should be a gap. We designed mounting points for the light pipe with its holder and light engine. It's totally hidden from the outside, sans a small gap right there. And just to clarify, he was asked, so then you are not referring to the theoretical LED strip embedded in the silver trim, but accent lighting more akin to what we've seen in prior Teslas? He says yes, no idea what the deal is with the silver trim, worked only on the door trim. So there you have it with the LED lights. If any of you have been in a Plaid Model S, have you seen them? Does it look like they're there and not activated? I would honestly love to hear more. It looks like half of a pretty big new supercharger station between Los Angeles and San Francisco is now operational, and they brought up a good point. This should help alleviate the upcoming holiday traffic, as this is at a shopping center, the outlet's at Tejon, and this is in Arvin, California. So as you can see, 28 stalls available and another 28 to come online, hopefully soon. And I knew a lot of these would be coming, so Word3R on Reddit shared he just installed a custom-made yoke in his Model 3. I think this one does look pretty cool, but what do you guys think? Do you like it? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Would you do it personally? Like I said, I definitely really want to try the yoke. And he was asked about the fit and finish compared to the stock steering wheel, and he said the airbag is swapped from the stock wheel, so yes, it has it, and the fit and finish is excellent. And apparently there are ones with heating built in, and he was asked if he tried it out, but this individual didn't because he has a 2019 Model 3 without the heated steering wheel in the first place. This right here, a success story of the real life reasons to have solar and Powerballs, especially in questionable areas where you have flooding and power outages and questionable grid stability. So this individual had their system keep their basement from flooding. They said they installed their 16.3 kilowatt solar and 3 Powerwall system last week. Power outage overnight plus heavy rain led to multiple neighbors with flooded basements. We're high and dry with our sump pump keeping up all night. Extremely grateful to be making and storing our own energy right now. If you guys don't have a basement that has had water issues and maybe has had a sump pump, then you probably can't relate to how important this is and what peace of mind this can give you in a storm. I can tell you where we used to live, we had a sump pump in the basement. Every time we had a storm, I would be thinking in the back of my mind, if the power goes out, the sump pump is only gonna have a backup battery for so long, and if that goes, you are in big trouble. So little things like this are so nice to have. And hopefully as each decade goes along, these systems become cheaper and more affordable. And last thing for today, there is some new video footage of the Model S Plaid at the Nürburgring. Once again, doing some testing. If you want to watch the whole video, I've linked it for you below. It's only about 2 minutes long, but I know some people really love these videos, so it's down there for you. But that's all for today. I know it was a quick one, but it was an odd day with the golf tournament earlier. I did not have the juice today, sadly, but it was a wonderful day, beautiful weather, so definitely had a good time. But please take a second to like the video if you did. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, and a big thank you to all of my Patreon supporters.